Hello, and welcome to the How of Co-Teaching podcast. This is the show for classroom teachers and specialists who are working together, looking for solutions to common challenges, or who want to take their co-teaching up a level. Have you ever struggled with taking the co-teaching theory and putting it into practice? Well, that's exactly what we're going to help you with. You'll learn how to implement co-teaching models to increase collaboration and ensure student success.
What do I do when my co-teacher is so completely different than me? This is a tough problem. A few years ago, I worked with a co-teaching pair that were absolutely opposite personality types. One was logical, lecture-based, and needing full control of the classroom. The other was creative, flexible, and motherly. When I've met them to coach them, they were in crisis mode. Both of them were dissatisfied, they were frustrated, and they were bitter. They had assigned student seating so that all the students with special needs were in the back row and the side row, so that the special education co-teacher could easily access the students who needed help using the one teach, one support model. Well, that situation created an environment that completely segregated the students with an IEP from the students without one. What happened was the tension between the teachers was intense. I mean, it was like two separate classrooms within one. Their co-teacher relationship was conflictual, and honestly, the students weren't gaining much benefit from having co-teachers. During coaching, we offered them a suggestion that we hoped might work. We invited them to have the special education co-teacher begin every class with a warm-up or a review activity that related to the current standards being taught. So it would be directly related to the lesson. She would be the one responsible for designing, preparing, and delivering that activity during the first 5 minutes of class. Now, the logic behind this suggested co-teaching implementation of, one teach, one support was this. First of all, it supported parity. The students would see the special education teacher as more than a helper because she would be leading the students in an activity for the first 5 minutes of class. Also, because the activity could be a review activity from the prior day's lesson, it would accelerate the special education teacher's understanding of the content being taught, especially if it was new to her. Also, the general education teacher had 5 minutes to observe the class and collect data, and that provides an opportunity for her to see the students differently than one typically sees when they're the one teaching. Also, students would be exposed to a warm-up or a review of, the previous day's learning by using an instructional approach that was different, that was other than verbal linguistic lecture. Also, both teachers' talents were honored using that strategies, and both were being utilized to benefit student learning and growth. So that was our hope that would work, and they both agreed to try the suggestion. 6 weeks later, I was back in the classroom observing the team. The special education teacher told me that she had been planning and delivering the first 5 minutes of class for the past month, and she was so happy because both teachers felt that the lesson had been going well. She felt that based on the previous day's lesson, she could prepare a creative, fun, engaging activity to reinforce yesterday's objective. They actually went one step further, though. They integrated the students who had an IEP in a more inclusive seating plan. No longer were the students on an IEP segregated in the side and back rows. So it was really exciting because both teachers had begun to see each other's value despite their teaching approaches being so different. And another really sweet or important consequence of this was that their relationship improved. It's amazing to me that one little change, having the special education teacher deliver that first 5 minutes of class, really led those two teachers to create a totally different and positive dynamic in their classroom. And students now saw that both of them were equal as teachers in the class. So when you think about the struggles we face as co-teachers, think, well, could my specialist actually introduce the first 5 minutes of class? And what could we do to maximize both teachers' talents in that way to really support not only our relationship as co-teachers, but student learning in the classroom?
Thank you for listening. For more resources to support the important work that you do, go to thehowofcoteaching.com to get your free downloads. We invite you to also click on the Co-Teaching Models blog for additional tips. If you found this podcast helpful, please share the podcast or tell a colleague about it. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your dedication to our students.